What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the DFS Dose YouTube channel. I'm Ben Hauver, joined as always by Joey Carrion. And today we're going to be doing something a little bit different, talking about the best sports bets for week 7 in the NFL. If you're new to the channel, man, subscribe. It helps us out a ton. We're trying to hit 350, just past 300 subs. Also, like the video. Joey, what's standing out to you from a sports betting perspective this week in the NFL?
All right, so for week 7, I have the DraftKings Sportsbook pulled up. We will be using DraftKings odds. That's what we are familiar with. My first pick for this week, I got to be a homer. I got to pick the Patriots -7 at home against the Jets. The Patriots are 0-4 at home right now. You know, they've lost to the Cowboys, the Dolphins, the Bucks at home, all close games. I think this is the week where the Patriots offense finally puts it together. They've gotten a lot of criticism from the Patriots reporters about Bill being too conservative, about them not letting Mac Jones air it out. So I think that changes this week. Patriots -7, a touchdown is a lot to cover, but going up against the Jets, I think this is a very solid line. I think it's a good line, and I'll take the Patriots side of the ball in this spot.
Man, I don't know. Jets plus 270 money line, keep the Patriots winless at home. That's interesting to me, but
The Jets are just an abysmal franchise.
right.
Okay. They're not good. Zach Wilson is horrible right now. Bill Belichick and the defense should be able to come up with a good game plan to stop Zach Wilson. They beat the Jets in week 2, 25-6, so 19 points. I think this is a good spot for the Patriots. I don't think there's any chance that the Jets win this game outright with Zach Wilson at the helm. So there's a lot of spots to target, obviously. Um, I don't really see anything that's like jumping off the page to me. Obviously, when you're sports betting, I think you just want to target, the one or two best lines in your opinion and go harder on those lines.
Hmm.
And I think the Patriots line is obviously pretty great. The Broncos line is solid. Um, an underdog, I guess I got to go with the underdog trend as well, would be the Eagles money line at plus 135 right now. They're 3-point dogs going in to Las Vegas. This is kind of just a hunch, but I think the Eagles come out and they play well in this spot. They have the defensive line to disrupt Derek Carr. And when Derek Carr gets pressured, he turns into just a terrible quarterback. When the pressure's in his face, we saw against the Chargers, just had a
Hmm.
complete meltdown when Joey Bosa and company were in his face all night, hitting him. So I think this is a bounce back spot for the Eagles coming off of that loss to Tampa Bay. 3-point dogs, obviously, you can take the points. That's fine. I like that bet as well, but I'll take the plus money. I'll take the risk with Philadelphia here going into Las Vegas. I'm just buying in to an Eagles bounce back game here. There's been a lot of talk about them in the media as well. There's been a lot of discussion about Jalen Hurts and whether he's a franchise quarterback or not. So I think they got to come out and they got to prove something this week. Give me the Eagles to win outright.
I like that one. Last one that I'll give here is I like the under on 47.5 points for Atlanta and Miami. Like I know that there's two bad defenses here, but these are also two bad offenses, right? Like the Falcons could very easily struggle to put up points. Like they get down to the red zone and they collapse. Like it's been a theme for many years with them. And like Tua disappointing is well within the range of outcomes. So I mean, it's fifth, like you said, like the lines, especially at this point in the week, they're going to be tight. So it's not like an amazing bet, but it's just a lot of room for failure with these two offenses, I think. So 47.5, I like the under on that.
Yeah, I definitely don't mind the under. It's kind of just betting against the offenses, right? But their defenses have been trash. I think this one could go either way. So personally, I would stay away from this total on this game. But if you obviously have a lean, you think these offenses can struggle. They haven't been very efficient at all this season. So I don't mind it, but I personally would just stay away from this line if I was betting.
And then before we get out of here, man, Prize Picks is a great app for people like us who are in New York who don't yet have access to legal sports betting. So like Prize Picks, you can make these player props and it's going to be, you have to parlay at least two. So it's technically a DFS contest instead of just a straight bet. So, you see it here, you parlay the two bets. And if you do it as a power play, you get 3x odds. So I like that. And the two that I would like to take this week as my top Prize Picks bets, I mentioned it on the podcast, which you can find the link in the description to this video if you want to hear our full thoughts. I like Stafford over 285.5 passing yards. This is a revenge game against the team that has done him dirty for a decade. I think that he smashes in this spot. He's throwing 405. He beats that by 100. No cap. And then the other one that I like is a rushing prop for Alvin Kamara on Monday Night Football. Kamara's been utilized as a rusher more than he ever has in his career up to this point. 75.5 rushing yards is a pretty good line for him. I think he goes over 100 in a spot where Seattle's giving up the fourth most rushing yards per game out of every team in the league. So those are the two I would make. You're getting 3x odds if those hit. So it's a pretty good spot in my opinion.
Yep, I definitely like that. And just in terms of Prize Picks in general, I think the 2-leg power play is what you want to be doing. Anything more than that, obviously, is a little bit risky and you get a higher payout. But I think long term, this is the most profitable bet on this website. 2 legs. You could do a flex where, if one of them hits, you'll win some money back, and then if both hit, you'll win double your money. But I'll just take, the double, right? If the double hits, you get 3x, a little bit more than 2x. There's really no reason to do a flex play on a 2-legger. So I just think that is the most profitable bet. Had to mention that, but I definitely like these picks. My first prop correlates with one of my favorite line bets, and that is Zach Wilson under 220 passing yards. I think this is just a spot where the Patriots come out and dominate the game from top to bottom. Obviously, Bill Belichick has, a great record against rookie quarterbacks, and I don't think Zach Wilson is that great. So I'm willing to bet against Zach. I know 220 is a low number, but I don't think he's hit that in a majority of his games this season. So give me Zach Wilson under 220. Low line, I know, but I'm willing to bet against a rookie quarterback going up against the Patriots. And then for my second favorite prop, along with Zach Wilson, is A.J. Brown over 67.5 receiving yards. It's a good spot for A.J. going up against one of the worst passing defenses in the NFL in Kansas City. Julio Jones re-aggravated his hamstring injury. I don't think he's going to play, and this is just a low line for what I think is a top 15 receiver in the NFL. They're going to have to pass the ball. They're going to have to keep pace. So I definitely like this spot for A.J. Brown and the Titans props. 67.5 is a low line. So that would be my two-teamer is Zach Wilson under and A.J. Brown over 67.5 receiving yards.
Yeah, that's definitely solid. I mean, A.J. Brown had 91 yards against a tougher defense in Buffalo on the Monday Night Football game, as we saw, and he's going to be another week removed from his near-death Chipotle experience. So, like A.J. Brown in this spot, man. Like I said at the top of the video, drop a like, sub to the channel. We got multiple videos dropping this week. Saturday night live stream if you want to tune in, ask us any questions. Here are our final thoughts on the DFS slate. Joey's tournament stacks video is on the channel now, and my cash game video will drop tomorrow on Friday, man. So we got plenty of content coming at you this week. Make sure you're subbed to the channel with notifications on. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you on the next one.